Hello everyone and welcome. I am your host SonicFan10193, and today a new batch of 25 competitors will take on the grand renewal of Ninjas of Halo. In the last tournament, Atlantic Champ was able to be the first to achieve Kanzensheiha. Since then, the course has been completely renewed and is ready to take on a new set of 25 competitors. Let's head on down and get a closer look at Stage 1, where the grand renewal of Ninjas of Halo is about to begin. The completely renewed Stage 1 begins with a new obstacle, the hill climb. 2 hills that competitors must jump across, and then dismount. After that is the propeller bar, where competitors must jump on a trampoline and land on a very thin bar, then dismount. Then it's the pole maze, one of very few obstacles that are returning, it has also been buffed a little bit. Then it's another new obstacle, the bounce boulder, the first ever rolling obstacle on Ninjas of Halo. Go for the ball, roll it down, and then have to make a very big dismount. Then it's the broken pipes, an assortment of randomly angled pipes that can give you some very difficult precision jumps. You can take any order you want as long as you can beat it. Then it is another returning obstacle, the Great Wall. But it has been buffed since Tournament 5. You have to go up, catch the blip on the wall, go to the ball, and then go over. Then it's a new obstacle, the Dangle Drop, otherwise known as the Rope Reverse. This obstacle requires you to jump in the head slide, crouch and land on the tiny rope, and then dismount. Then it's the Dancing Stones, an obstacle returning from Tournament 4. However, it's on Stage 1 compared to Stage 2, and it has been made harder. Then it is the 9th and final obstacle, the Vined Victory, a bunch of precision jumps that go up, and then the buzzer. The time limit for this tournament is 100 seconds. Alright, well, let's get this show on the road. No time to waste this tournament. Let's get right into it with our first competitor of the grand renewal of Ninjas of Halo, the Rising Era. It begins with a newcomer, I'm So Shift-Faced. Interesting name. He is a big part of the racing community, and now is here to make his name in Ninjas of Halo. Let's see how he can do. He'll have 100 seconds, and he's off. Here we go. He begins with the hill climb. He's going to take a slow approach on it. You can jump off the top and make those jumps, but he decides to go to the bottom. Anyway, he's through onto the propeller bar, and he lands on it, and Shift is through the propeller bar. He's onto the pole maze, and gonna take quite a long time here to line it up. Not up in a 1. You don't want to overshoot it because then it's over for you. And he's got it. Does a little double jump technique there, but he makes it work. And Shift, a newcomer, is through the 3rd obstacle. Let's see how he can handle the bounce boulder. He gets the bounce and he's on the ball. Now he has to roll it down a track. You might want to pick up the pace a little bit if he's thinking about clearing. He's going to go for the dismount and comes up short. Shift down on the bounce boulder. Alright, moving on, we have our first returning competitor, TX Drew TV. A little gamer tag change from previously Drew TV 37. Let's see how he can handle Stage 1. Starting with the hill climb, and not a problem. Now it's a propeller bar. He's had issues with second obstacles before. Let's see how he handles this one, and overshoots it. TX Drew TV for, I think, the 3rd time in his Ninjas of Halo career out on the propeller bar. Alright, next up we have an old competitor and a real-life friend of mine, Bad Pig 11. Well, he is a good wally and is an absolutely terrible jumper. He is the only competitor in this course's history to fail the first obstacle in multiple appearances. He competed in the first 2 tournaments and then took a break, and now he's back for Tournament 6. Let's see if, okay, the camera goes a bit crazy, but let's see if Bad Pig can hopefully beat the first obstacle, and then maybe the rest of the stage. He goes for the... Okay. He's down on the first obstacle. I didn't even know that's just incredible. It's hard to fail that thing, just trust me. Alright, next up we have another newcomer and the first competitor of a little clan that a few people have made, Mr. Savage Fries. As you can notice, there's going to be a theme with savagery and food for this little clan. But anyway, this is a group of brothers and sisters, 3 of them, in fact, who have obsessions with, as I said, savagery and food. Anyway, the Fries man is on the propeller bar and undershoots it. You know, bad jump, and it's gonna cost him. He had no momentum. All right, next up we have the younger sister, I believe, of this clan, Mrs. Savage Shake. She said she was probably the least confident out of the 3. Let's see how she can handle this first stage. Also gonna take the slope path like Shift from before, and it works out. Anyway, does a little dance through the hill climb, onto the propeller bar, and overshoots it. Did the exact opposite of what the Fries man did, and overshot the bar. Alright, next up we have the final member of the Lunch Bunch clan, Mr. Savage Burger 5. The oldest brother of the clan, and the most confident, according as a unanimous vote from the 3. Anyway, gonna take a fast approach on the hill climb, and it works. Let's see how he handles the propeller bar. His 2 comrades failed here, and he gets it, and no, he walks off! The Burger Man! All 3 of the Lunch Bunch clan is out on the propeller bar. Alright, next up we have another returning competitor. We have a Merry Halo Kid. A Merry Halo Kid first competed in Tournament 3, where he failed the curtain slider, and in Tournament 4 he failed the circle hammer. He took a break for Tournament 5, and now he is back. A little bit of an armor change. It's now a shade of yellow compared to the crude white. He handily beats the hill climb, and now he's onto the propeller bar. The last 3 competitors failed here, but he does not have an issue with it. He's onto the pole maze. Mary has never beaten the 3rd obstacle, so if he were to beat the pole maze, it would be a personal best. And he lands on the pole, and he's in the head slide. Doing a good job here, and as long as he doesn't screw up the dismount, this will be a personal best, and it is. Onto the bounce boulder. Shift tried this and could not beat it. Let's see if a Merry Halo Kid can handle it differently. Gonna take a crouch technique. It almost goes off the front. He's gonna go for the dismount, not gonna sprint, and it costs him as he just comes up short. Oh man. Well, next up we have another newcomer, Mumbles Fogarty. This guy's known for being not the greatest jumper. I don't think he's ever beaten the 4th obstacle in a course, and he's competed so many times. But anyway, he's on the propeller bar and actually gets it, and he's through it. This is not a common occurrence. Mumbles Fogarty through the 2nd obstacle. Let's see how he handles the pole maze. He's gonna take a long turn and line up, and he overshoots it. Mumbles is out on the pole maze. Still a very good run for one of his caliber. But now we must move on to Joey Davis 808. Again, it's like gamer tag change from Joey Davis 123. And he is off. He said he was very confident going into this run. He said that he has a chance of beating stage 1 and maybe even getting to stage 3. But before I can think about the 2nd and 3rd stage, he has to beat this one. He's on the pole maze. This is what took him out last tournament. But he sticks on it, and he's going to land in it. And it looks like Joey's going to beat the obstacle that took him out in Tournament 5. And he does onto the bounce boulder. This obstacle took out a Mary and Shift. Let's see how Joey Davis can handle it. He's standing on the ball like Shift. And he's going to get a sprint for the dismount. And he's through it onto the broken pipes. Let's see how he handles this. It's gonna take a minute to stop there, and he overshoots the pipe. And Joey Davis maybe possibly got too confident and he's out on the broken pipes. Alright, next up we have another returner, Gotenks. Gotenks first competed in Tournament 3, and he failed the jumping spider. And now he's back in Tournament 6. Looks like, I think that might be Atlantic actually in the background, watching this run. Anyway, Gotenks on the propeller bar. And he's got it onto the pole maze. He's never tried this, but he makes it work. Going through the slide right now, has plenty of time for the rest of the stage if he's thinking about clearing. And he's through the pole maze. He's onto the bounce boulder. And he's got it. Gonna take the standing approach. He's rolling. Goes for the dismount and... oh no! Gotenks comes up short on the bounce boulder. Let's see what happened there. He just came up short, even closer than a Marion Shift did. But I think he just jumped a little bit too early. If he had jumped any later, he would have made it. But Gotenks, for the second time, is out on the fourth obstacle. This time the bounce boulder. Alright, well 10 runs in and we have still yet to get a clear. Let's see if our next competitor can change that. Next up is Strafe Helix, otherwise known as Vulcan. He is here for his second time last tournament. Or, I'm sorry, he didn't compete last tournament. And his last appearance was actually in Tournament 4, where he failed the... what did he fail, actually? I think he failed the jumping spider. Correct me if I'm wrong there. Nope, never mind, he failed the circle hammer. But anyway, I'm blabbing about how he did last tournament, but meanwhile, this tournament, he's already inside of the pole maze. Last appearance. God, I'm really off my game today. But anyway, he's through the pole maze. That's a personal best for him, but let's see how he handles the new bounce boulder. Only Joey's been able to clear it so far. Gonna use the crouch technique. Oh, uncrouches. And he is through the bounce boulder. Onto the broken pipes. Joey failed this jump in particular, and he's got it and lands it. Is through the broken pipes. That's the best so far. He's going to be the first to take on the new Great Wall. And Vulcan is up it in 1. Let's see how he handles the dangle drop. And what was that? He completely skips the head slide on the dangle drop. You're not supposed to do that, but it is allowed if you really want to risk it, and it works. He's on the dancing stones right now, but he needs to pick up the pace. He's almost out of time. The klaxon's about to sound. He's going to have to go very fast on the line to victory if he wants to clear. Right now, he's got about 3 seconds left, and oh no, he overshoots it! And he is out on the vine of victory. I don't think he would have had enough time anyway. Oh, what a shame. Alright, well next up, we have another returning competitor. Last tournament, this man failed the jumping spider, and... this is Flamiosaurus. I believe right now he's pointing at my oversighted foraging, this little barrier. Anyway. Flamiosaurus. He'll have 100 seconds, just like the others. Since he's so obsessed with Animal Crossing, we went ahead and gave him an Animal Crossing theme song. Just for him. But anyway, he's on the propeller bar right now. And he's through it. Got pole maze now. Beat this last tournament, and ooh, gets a safe jump on the pole. That was risky, but he makes it work. And Flame is through the pole maze again onto the bounce boulder. He failed the fourth obstacle last tournament. Let's see how he handles the fourth obstacle this time. And gets a late jump, and it's through it. And what on earth did he just do there? He just skipped the last bit of the he skips the ramp for the broken pipes, but he manages to get that to work on the Great Wall right now. And he's through. He's got plenty of time, 45 seconds for the last 3 obstacles. He's on the dangle drop, and he's going to do it. He doesn't need to worry about time at all, just needs to worry about getting these last 2 obstacles correctly. And he's going to skip the last boulder, and he beats it. He's on the vine to victory. He has plenty of time, and as long as he doesn't screw up, he will be the first clear of the day. He's gonna skip the last vine, and Flamiosaurus is our first clear of the day. A very fast run. That's probably going to stand as one of the faster times of the day. But just look at this, he had some very interesting techniques, including this broken pipes technique, including skipping the ramp for it. But he managed to get it to work, as Flamiosaurus, on just his second appearance, is going to be the first clear of the day. Well done, Flamiosaurus. Alright, next up we have another competitor competing for a second time, and no, it's not Atlantic. It is actually Weapon Matt. Weapon Matt here, oh yeah, sorry about the low quality for Weapon Matt's runs. I had to stream them via Twitch compared to the Xbox clip system. So if it gets randomly spazzy, then that's why. But anyway, Weapon Matt, last tournament he failed the circle hammer, or as he likes to call it, the jank hammer. Let's see, that obstacle's gone and used to the propeller bar. We have now the third obstacle's a pole maze. He didn't struggle with this thing last room, he doesn't struggle with it this time. He's already in the maze. He's now shooting in Atlantic in the stands. And Weapon Matt is through the pole maze. That's a personal best for him, but let's see how much further he can get. I'm gonna start with a bounce boulder. He's rolling, gonna use a standing technique. Sprints, and he's the bounce boulder onto the broken pipes. He's got enough time if he's thinking about clearing. He's, well actually, he's taking a slower approach on the broken pipes, but it works. He's onto the great wall. He has enough time, but he might want to pick it up a bit. He's going to, and speaking of picking up, he's going to immediately skip the top of the great wall. Shouldn't really do that, but he makes it work. He's on the dangle drop, he's through. Dancing Stones time. He is going at a slower pace than Flame. He's going to actually use the last boulder as you're supposed to. And he's onto the vine to victory. He has enough time if he wants to clear, but it will be a bit close. Taking his time here. And at this rate, Weapon Matt is going to be the second clear of the day, and he is. Weapon Matt, once another person beating stage 1 for their first time. He had a pretty smooth run altogether, no real issues, including the bounce boulder probably getting one of the best jumps so far off of it. And overall, a very smooth run as Weapon Matt, on his second appearance, just like Flame, is going to the second stage. Alright, moving on is our next veteran of the day, Longshot Arrow 76. Longshot first competed in Tournament 3, and in his first 2 appearances, he beat Stage 1, and in Tournament 4, he actually got all the way to Stage 3. However, last tournament, he had his career worst and failed the Jumping Spider. Now he's back and hoping to get some revenge on the first stage. Starting with a pole maze. And, ooh, almost overshot that. That was close. But he is going through the pole maze, and he's got it. Now we've got the bounce boulder. He failed the 4th obstacle last tournament. Let's see how he handles it this time. Take standing technique. Running a bit low on time. He might want to pick it up a bit, but he's through the bounce boulder. Let's see how he handles the broken pipes. Down to 50 seconds. He's got to pick it up a bit, but he is still going slow, and that could be bad if he continues this pace. Well, using the last pipe, he didn't need to use that, but anyway, he has got to move it. He's down to 30 seconds. He's still got 4 obstacles to go, and not up the great wall in 1. That could be bad. He is got it, and taking the save jump. He doesn't have time to take save jumps. but he's through the Great Wall, but I'm not sure if he has enough time. A klaxon's about to sound, and yeah, he's not going to have enough time. He's through the dangle drop, but it does not matter. And it's on the dancing stand, he makes a mistake. And long shot arrow 76 for the second time in a row is eliminated by the first stage. Alright, next up, we have a newcomer and a very special guest, Swantron 97. As him and Weapon Matt tear up my Stage 1 start line. Swantron is most known as the host of Aborigines Warrior, or ABS, and now he's here to take on Stage 1 of Ninjas of Halo. He's actually gone to the final stage in Rog's course and has made to Stage 3 in Smokies and Hunters. Let's see if he can bring that same kind of skill to the table in Ninjas of Halo. Meanwhile, he's on the pole maze, going pretty fast, and the moment I say that, he screws up the jump, but he's got it on the second try. Swan actually put in some practice for this tournament, surprisingly. And it's currently paying off as he's on the bounce boulder. Got a pretty big crowd for Swan. I think there's Flame, I think there's Atlantic and Weapon Matt also in there. And Swan is the bounce boulder. He's on the broken pipes. Only Joey's failed this so far. I'm sure he doesn't want to be next, and he's going to take the fast approach, and it works. Swan has plenty of time for these last 4 obstacles, provided he gets up this great wall, which he does it in 1. And Swan, a newcomer, is absolutely tearing up the course so far. See how he can handle the dangle drop. And he's got it! Onto the dancing stones now. Longshot had his issues with this, failing it, though it wouldn't have mattered. And Swan not going to take the fast approach, and he's through the dancing stones. And Swan, a newcomer, only has 1 obstacle left, the Vine to victory, and as long as he does not screw up, actually the time limit's getting pretty close here, this could be bad, but he's got it, and Swantron 97, a newcomer, is going to the second stage. Well done, Swantron 97. He had practically no issue with this course. He has done very well in the major courses, and now is proving that is no fluke. Swantron 97 showing what he is made of here, and a newcomer for the first time since Tournament 2 actually is going to the second stage. Well done, Swan. Okay, moving on, we have our first competitor with a perfect attendance rate this tournament, Mighty Max 80. Despite having a perfect attendance rate, he's been very underwhelming. He has failed Stage 1 in every appearance, including taking 3 turns to beat the second obstacle. Which, speaking of the second obstacle, he just beat it. And in the last 3 turns, he's timed out. So let's see how he can do now. Currently, he's in the pole maze. And he is through it. He's on to the bounce boulder. He's gonna do an interesting thing there on the walkway to it, but he's gonna take the crouch technique. It almost went off the front there. That would have been bad. But he is through the bounce boulder and on to the broken pipes. And he's actually going really fast right now. He's got plenty of time for these last few obstacles. I think the most time out of anyone yet, maybe aside from Flame. But he is up the Great Wall and won the obstacle he timed out on Tournament 4. And Mighty Max 80 is actually doing really well right now. He's through the dangle drop. He has more than 30 seconds for these last 2 obstacles. He's on the dancing stones. Let's see his approach here. He's going to take the slower approach, but he has 25 seconds for the Vine to victory. And as long as he doesn't mess this up, he should have plenty of time to clear Stage 1. Down to 15 seconds. Going a bit slow, but he has the time to do that. And the klaxon sounds, but it does not matter as Mighty Max 80, for the first time in 6 tournaments, is going to the second stage. Well done, Mighty Max. He'd spent every tournament struggling with the time limit, but this time he just went absolutely crazy and had no issues with time whatsoever. Up until the final obstacle, he was actually going at an insanely fast pace. Well done, Mighty Max 80. He, for the first time, is going to stage 2. Alright, next up we have DapBoy54. I think this might be a friend of Shindude's or Cyrus's. He could be a random. I don't really know. What I do know is that he's a Wally and annoying. He's on the hill climb right now. He's taken a really long time for the first obstacle, but he's through it. He's onto the propeller bar, does a little dance, similar to Savage Shake from before. Goes for the propeller and undershoots it. And well, didn't feel too bad about that. Next up, we have someone relevant, which is Killer the Man. Killer the Man is making his 5th appearance this tournament, and he, in his first appearance, he actually got deep into stage 1, failing the vehicle bouncer, and in tournament 4, he cleared stage 1 and got all the way to the body prop of stage 3. And last tournament, he did an iconic barrel roll on the bridge jump and was the only person to fail stage 2 in that tournament. Now he's back in the renewal, ready to do well. Anyway, on the hill climb, Killer the Man said this could possibly be his last tournament of the gamer tag Killer the Man. That's still speculation though, so that's interesting. Anyway, Killer not up the pole maze in 1, and he's vibrating for some reason, but he's up it in 2. Nonetheless, Killer going through the pole maze, he's got enough time, despite taking a minute on the pole maze. Curling on the bounce boulder, taking a few seconds to get the ball rolling, but he's through. Onto the broken pipes. This obstacle hasn't done too much damage so far this tournament, and he's through it. He's onto the Great Wall. He's had his fair share of struggles with this obstacle in practice. Let's see, and gets it. That was very close. But anyway, onto the dangle drop. He has about 30 seconds, so he should have enough time, and Killer fails on the dangle drop! What just happened? Killer made a very bad mistake of not getting a save jump, and Killer the Man, for the first time since Tournament 3, is out on stage 1. What on earth? That was not expected, and Killer the Man eliminated by the 7th obstacle of stage 1. Wow, alright, next up we have another member of the Perfect Attendance Rate crew, Tricky Cyrus. Cyrus last tournament came off his personal best, getting to the body prop of stage 3, and currently is flying through stage 1, and I believe in tournament 4 actually, he got to stage 2, but currently holds the record for the worst performance on the 2nd stage by failing the swap salmon ladder. He's currently through the pole maze right now. He said he was very worried about this renewal. It looks like he's going to take the crouch technique. And oh, never mind, he's going to stand. And Cyrus is through the bounce boulder. Onto the broken pipes. Gonna do a little fast slow technique and it works out for him. He's got plenty of time. Let's see how he handles this Great Wall. Not up in a 1, didn't get a jump. And he's got, oh, never mind. This is pretty concerning, but he still has the time as long as he gets up, and he does. Now he has the dangle drop. Killer just failed this, and Cyrus has it. Got 25 seconds. He has enough time as long as he picks it up. He really needs to pick up the pace here. He doesn't have time to go slow, but he's still doing so, and he's only got 15 seconds with the vine to victory. He has to go very fast on this thing. Let's see, he's going right now. Just got 2 more jumps until he can get to the dismount, and Tricky Cyrus overshoots it! Tricky Cyrus is out on stage 1! Cyrus eliminated by the final obstacle, the vine to victory. That was a shock. He was just one jump away. Cyrus so close, but so far away, as he is eliminated by stage 1 for the first time since tournament 3. Alright, next up we have our number 20, Daddy Cheese 2670. Apparently I've been saying it wrong and it's not 2640. He actually looks very similar to me and is pointing out my forging mistakes. Anyway, last tournament, Cheese failed the floating boards for the second time in a row. So, yeah, hopefully, he said he's hoping to get back to stage 3 and beat the floating boards. They are still a part of this tournament. Struggles with the ramp to the pole maze. Very interesting. Anyway, he has more struggles with the ramp to the pole maze than the pole maze itself, and he's threw it onto the bounce boulder. This obstacle took out 3 people in the first 10 competitors, but hasn't done anything since. And bit of lag there, I think, but he's through it. Looks like he's going to take the flame technique, and he's taking a few save jumps. Started with the flame technique, but then went slow, and it works out for him. He's onto the Great Wall. Nope, not up in a 1. He's not up in a 2. He's got enough time, though. And Cheese is up it in 3. Onto the dangle drop. Oh, gets bounced off to the side there. And he's through. He's got enough time if he was thinking about clearing, and Cheese overshoots the dancing stones! Another big name out deep in stage 1. What went wrong here? Cheese just overshot the jump. He did not. He should not have gotten a full sprint, but it cost him dearly as Cheese is out just 2 obstacles away from stage 2. Alright, well, we are 20 rounds in and we have 4 clears. All of those 4 are competitors who have never beaten stage 1 prior to this tournament. But anyway, now we have Petrillo Fan 4 on the course, and what on earth? Okay, just kidding, he's not out on the hill climb. Rather, he's the propeller bar. Anyway, onto the pole maze. And he's through it. Petrillo has had his fair share of lag issues on this course before, including his infamous Tournament 5 failure on the Wild Cliffhanger, where, at least on my screen, he went absolutely crazy. But nonetheless, he's onto the bounce board, going pretty fast, but it works. On to the pipes. Taking a few save jumps here. Ooh, what's this? And he's gonna skip the easier ledge, and it works. Onto the Great Wall, and he's got it, and he's up it in 1. He has plenty of time. Let's see how he can handle these last 3 obstacles. Hopefully better than our last 3 competitors. Right? He's on dancing stones. Doesn't fail the jump that Cheese failed. Not gonna skip this last one, and controls through the dancing stones. He has enough time. He's on the final obstacle. Should he clear, he'd be the first person, he'd be the first veteran to go. Thanks to another weird lag spike. But Petrillo Fan 4 is through stage 1. Congratulations, and we have our first veteran going to the second stage. Well, it was slow. It was very smooth. And Petrillo Fan 4, the first veteran, took the 5th clear and the first veteran of stage 1. Did a very good job, and he's going to stage 2. Well done, Petrillo. Alright, next up is a very special guest and the host of Ninja Warrior of Halo, coming in for his 5th appearance. This is Hunter Unit 751. Hunter, he made his debut in Tournament 2 where he failed the Vehicle Bouncer. In Tournaments 3 and 4, he failed Stage 2, I believe on the metal spin, both times. Correct me if I'm wrong there, chat. However, last tournament he had a personal worst on this course by failing on the jumping spider. Certainly a very shocking failure that tournament. Let's see if he can make it up. The jumping spider may not be here. However, the bounce boulder is. Anyways, the propeller bar onto the pole maze. This obstacle is only taking out Mumbles this tournament. Hasn't done much damage. Anyways, he is going very fast and is through the pole maze. He's onto the bounce boulder. Gets the bounce and he's through. Gonna take the standing technique. He's got a pretty decent crowd. I think there's 2 all-stars in the background. That might be, I think that's Atlantic Log and Weapon That. Swan was also at the beginning. But anyway, I'm blabbering about who's in the background. I should be focusing on Hunter. He's on the Great Wall already. He has just under 40, he has 45 seconds actually. He's just got 3 obstacles to go. He's gonna take a minute to line up the dangle drop. And gets a save jump the killer could not get, and he's got it onto the dancing stones. And Hunter's going to take the fast approach, and he's got it. Almost came up short there. That would have been very bad if he'd done that. But nonetheless, he said he was worried about this. He's going to take his time on this run to victory. And almost overshot it like Cyrus. But he's actually going to use the last hole here. Doesn't have too much time, but he has got it. And Hunter Unit 751 is going to the second stage for getting some sweet revenge on the first stage. Didn't have too many problems with this stage 1. Managed to get through the bounce boulder, which took him out last tournament. Took a pretty fast approach here on the broken pipes. And overall, a very smooth run as Hunter Unit 751 is our 6th clear of the day. Alright, well it is very possible for us to get a clear record here, but that requires 2 of our 3 All-Stars clear. It begins with this man, DHG Fireball. Fireball in 3 of his 4 previous appearances had gotten to the hang climb of stage 3. However, last tournament he had one of the most shocking failures in this course's history, failing just the 2nd obstacle, the pole maze. Now he's hoping to get some revenge on the pole maze and stage 1 and stage 1 altogether. This is the 2nd obstacle. He failed the 2nd obstacle last tournament, but he flies through it. Now it's the pole maze. Gonna take a minute to line this up. He does not want to fail here again. And not up at a 1. He's not up at a 2. This is not looking very good, but he's got it in 3. And the fireball's in the pole maze, something he could not do last tournament. That is huge. And fireball, takes a minute there, but he's through it. He's onto the bounce boulder. Overall, this obstacle hasn't done much damage. Fun fact, chronologically, Fireball was actually the first to run, obviously in the run order. He was way later, and oh my god, he shoots the ball! What on earth was that? It took a minute to get the ball rolling, so I guess he decided he wanted to try and compensate for that by shooting it. An interesting technique. But now he's onto the Great Wall. He's gonna do a sprint. That usually doesn't work, and nope, it does not. He's gonna still use the sprint technique. I'm not too sure about that. And still not up the Great Wall. This is not good. He needs to get up this wall. He's only got 20 seconds left. And still not up it. This is bad. This is very bad, and he's finally got on the rope. Does a little dance. He doesn't have time to dance. He's through the dangle drop, but he's just got 5 seconds left. Fireball's not going to have enough time. He's shooting. He knows it's over. And the klaxon sounds as Fireball, for the 2nd time in a row, is out on stage 1. What a shocking failure. He's still going to go and hit the buzzer, but it does not matter. As Fireball, for the 2nd tournament in a row, is out on stage 1. What a shame. Alright, well we can still achieve the clear record, but that requires that this man does clear. This is RPG445. He is making his 6th appearance and currently holds the record with Atlantic Champ for most Stage 1 clears. And up until Tournament 4, he had never failed Stage 1. He's also our 3rd competitor with a perfect attendance rate in this tournament. And last tournament, he came off a brilliant performance, getting 3rd place and making it all the way to the wild cliffhanger. Let's see if he can follow that up. He's on the, and here he goes on the hill climb. Alright, propeller bar. This obstacle has done a good amount of damage so far, but he doesn't have an issue with it. Frog has only failed the first stage once, and that was in Tournament 4, where he timed out due to the Great Wall, as did many others. Let's see how he can handle Stage 1 now. The Great Wall has been buffed, and he said he was a bit worried about it. But first he has to get there. Looks like he's going to use the crouch technique. And he's actually making it work pretty well, and he's through the bounce boulder. Got the broken pipes now. Looks like he's gonna take a slower approach on it. That is fine. He has the time and it works. Now the Great Wall. He was worried about this. Let's see how he handles it. Ooh, this is a sprint technique, and nope, that doesn't work. And he has got it. He is through the Great Wall in just 2 tries. I think that might be a record for him. But he is through the dangle drop as well, and he has plenty of time for these last 2 obstacles. Look at this. He is flying through Stage 1 right now. Is he going to take the fast approach? No, he's not. And he's through. He's got 15 seconds for the final obstacle, and if he can beat this, we will have tied the Stage 1 clear record for Ninjas of Halo. Actually, oh, this could be close. It's down to 1 second, and oh my god, that was close. But with just 0.8 of a second on the clock, RPG 445 is going to the 2nd stage, and we have tied the Stage 1 clear record in the rising era of Ninjas of Halo. He had a very smooth run, including getting up the Great Wall, which he has had many problems with in previous tournaments, but he works it out as RPG 445 is going to the 2nd stage. Alright, well, we just have one more runner on this first stage, and it is our Grand Champion, Atlantic Champ. In case you've been living under a rock, last tournament, Atlantic became the first person to ever clear Stage 3, and not only that, but beat Stage 4 and achieved Kanzensheiha. Now, he is here holding the last spot in the run order for the first time since the inaugural tournament, where he had his worst performance at failing the half-pipe attack. Speaking of that, he has never failed Stage 1 since the inaugural tournament. I'm sure he doesn't want to start now, especially after such a brilliant performance last tournament. Let's see how he can... Ooh, pretty weird bounce there off the propeller bar, but it's fine. Is not up it in 1. He does not want to have a repeat of Fireball. Still not up it. Having some issues. He almost overshot it. Lord, that was close. But he is now in the pole maze. Got a bit more than 70 seconds. He has a good amount of time, and he is through the pole maze on to the bounce boulder. He said he might try the Fireball technique on this thing. Let's see if he does. And nope, he does not. Let's see what he does now. He's going to take the flame technique of the broken pipes, and he's going to go even faster than... And okay, the screen freezes up for a minute, but he's through the broken pipes. Don't know what was happening there. Ooh, doesn't get the Great Wall in 1. He's having a bit of lag, and no, not up the Great Wall in 3. This could be bad. But he's got it in 4. He's got plenty of time, and what on earth? He just skipped the head slide. That was... I did not... doing the same thing Vulcan did from earlier today. And he's going to take the fast approach on the Dancing Stones, and it works. That's huge, as now he has much more time than he would have on the Vine to Victory. Klaxon sounds, but it is not going to matter. He just flew up that Vine, and Atlantic Champ, the Grand Champion, is going back to the 2nd stage. Well done, Atlantic. For the 5th time in a row, tied with Rog as they have gotten 5 total Stage 1 clears, but Atlantic currently holds the Stage 1 streak record, if that makes any sense. As Atlantic Champ, the Grand Champion, is going back to the second stage. Well done, Atlantic Champ. Alright, well, Stage 1 is through with, and we have a record 8 competitors going to the second stage. We have Flamiosaurus, Weapon Matt, Swantron 97, Mighty Max, Petrillo, Hunter, Rog, and Atlantic. Before we move on, let's take a look at this tournament's Ninja Killer. For this tournament, it is the Propeller Bar, taking out a fifth of the competition at 5 failures, including the entire Lunch Bunch clan, Drew TV 37, and Dapboy 54. While the bouncer part of it was not too much of a difficulty, it ended up being the bar that made it very tough. Okay, now we get a look at the second stage. Kicking off with the unstable descent. 3 pallets that you must jump down, which, as the name may suggest to you, is unstable. Then we have the swap salmon ladder, which is the only returning obstacle on this stage. It has been also heavily buffed to make the jumps much harder. Then it's the bouncing spider, 1 set of windows, going on to a large jump to a bouncer, onto an even larger jump to the next set of windows, and then dismount. After that's the conveyor belt, a small little set of pipes that you have to duck and weave through, while avoiding the bouncers up top that will send you back, and then a big dismount to the end. After that's the rock wall, not too difficult, just 3 rocks to jump across, more so a filler obstacle. But after that's the chain seesaw. 3 sets of metal spin-styled ledges. It's more like a maze than a seesaw, but the seesaw part is still a part of it, given the high-low factor. You can take any route you want as long as you get through it. Then it's the Psycho track. You use a mongoose to get through a very weird track, that including a big jump that will take you to the end. If any of our 8 competitors can beat the 70-second time limit and these obstacles, they're moving on. Alright, well, let's kick off the second stage with not Hunter Unit 751. I don't know why he's there. Looks like he's given our competitor a backstop to the stairs. It is Flamiosaurus. Flame last tournament didn't have much success, only if going out pretty early on the jumping spider. But now he's beaten stage 1 and is here on stage 2. Gonna kick it off with the unstable descent. Not a problem. Onto the swap salmon ladder. Gonna crouch on that bar. Going for the first transfer, and he's got it. Gonna do a spring jump there. Don't see that too often, but he has got it. Gonna do another spring jump onto the bouncing spider. Looks like he's gonna full send it up, take a save jump at the second window, and he's got it onto the conveyor belt. This in the rock wall isn't too hard, and he's showing that right now, absolutely dominating this rock wall and the conveyor belt. But now it's the chain seesaw. He expressed his concerns for this obstacle. Looks like he's going to take the high route. Got the third set. Looks like he's getting short hops here, and he's got it. He has plenty of time for this final obstacle, and if he can get through it, he'd actually be going to the third stage. And he's got the jump. He's almost went off. That would have been very bad, taking his time here. But he's got it in Flamiosaurus at beating stage 1 for his first time this tournament, and stage 2. Well done. He had little to no issues with this stage, absolutely crushing it, making it look like a walk in the park, even beating the chain seesaw, which he was worried about. And Flamiosaurus, his first time trying the second stage, has beaten it, and he will be going to the completely renewed stage 3. Well done, Flamiosaurus. Okay, next up we have Weapon Matt. Another person here on his second appearance. Let's see how he can handle it. And here he goes on to the unstable descent. A bit of freezing due to stupid Twitch streaming being very unhelpful. But nonetheless, he's on the swap sand ladder, gets the first transfer, going for the second one. And there's, what is that Atlantic? What on earth? Anyway, bouncing spider, not a problem, gonna go straight for it and it works. On the conveyor belt, slides into it, and jumps out of it. The rock wall. Now he has much more time than Flame did. Let's see how he uses it. Got 35 seconds for these last two obstacles. It's a short hop. Looks like he's gonna take the low route, unlike Flame. He gets the short hop he needs. Got about 20 seconds. And he goes straight for it, and he's through. He's on to the Psycho track. As long as he doesn't screw up, he has the time here. And he's got the jump. Now he just needs to go along the thin track, and he's got it. And Weapon Match is also going to the third stage. Well done. He used multiple techniques that Flame did not, including a straight shot on the bouncing spider when Flame used a save jump technique, and taking the low route on the chain seesaw. But hey, it worked. And Weapon Match, another person on their first time trying, is going to the third stage. Alright, next up we have the first ever newcomer attending the second stage club. Speaking of clubs, it looks like we've come across the Halo Jumping Book Club. Here's Flame, Weapon Mat, Snoz, and our competitor, Swantron. Snoz, I don't know why he's here. He didn't even compete. I guess he's just here to support Swan, the Purple Clan. Anyway, the first ever newcomer to take on Stage 2 since Tournament 2. Let's see how he can handle it. Oh, almost overshot the unstable descent. That would have been very bad. But it works. Got a pretty large crowd here of 5 people. That doesn't sound like much. That might actually be one of the biggest crowds ever on this course. But I'm blabbering about the crowd. He's currently on the bouncing spider. He's gonna go for the straight forward, and he's got it onto the conveyor belt. And he's gonna line up this big jump, and he's through onto the rock wall. He has 30 seconds. He doesn't need to worry about time. He just needs to worry about beating these last 2 obstacles. He's gonna go straight forward, and no! Swan goes out on a chain seesaw. Swan just made a crucial mistake. He tried to go straight for it, but he also tried to go on the high route when going straight for it, when that cost him dearly. A Swantron 97, despite a very good first appearance, is out on the second stage. Alright, well, next up we have our final competitor who's taking on stage 2 for their first time, and the one with the most experience out of them, Mighty Max 80. Mighty Max, it took 6 tournaments, but he finally beat the first stage, and now we get to see how he handles it. He said he was worried about the time limit, which, when is he not? But nonetheless, here he goes. He'll have 70 seconds as per everyone. Not a problem with the unstable descent. Here we go. Swap sand and ladder. Ooh, oh, for a moment I thought okay, he missed the swap sand ladder. For a moment I thought he was going to try that transfer backwards, but he doesn't. Anyway, gets it correctly this time. He's got the second one. And oh my god, almost screwed it up. There we go. Now, takes another save jump. He's taking a lot of time here. And he's still taking a lot of time on the speed stage. You can't really do that. He's only got 30 seconds and 4 obstacles to go, and the camera got stuck. Cameraman should... Why? Okay. Anyway, he's up the rock wall, but he's only got 20 seconds. He needs to pick it up here. And he's still taking a lot of save jumps. I'm not sure if he's going to have enough time. He goes straight for it. But he's only got 10 seconds for the Psycho track. He has got to go. He's gonna go straight for it, and oh my god! Oh, he saves it! Oh no! Mighty Max is out on the Psycho track. I don't think he would have had enough time anyway. Still, what a shame. Still a very good run given he had never cleared stage 1 prior to this tournament. But now we have our first veteran on this second stage, Petrillo Fam 4. Last tournament, Petrillo beat this stage and got on his way to making it to the wild cliffhanger. Uses the same technique Mighty Max did, but on the swap salmon ladder, but he actually does it correctly. Speaking of Mighty Max, he's in the stands. He's on the bouncing spider, and he misses the save jump! Petrillo is out on the bouncing spider! Wow, what went wrong here? Let's see. It looked like he did pretty well here. Got the bounce he needed, but I think he just messed up the save jump. Yes, he did. I think he tried to go straight for it, but didn't get a sprint, so he tried to save it, and that did not work as Petrillo Fam 4 is out on stage 2 for his second time. Alright, next up is a competitor who knows a whole lot about failing stage 2. It is Hunter Unit 751. Hunter has failed this stage on 2 of his 4 previous appearances. They usually say 3rd time's the charm. Let's see if that is the case. Alright, with the unstable descent. He had his issues with the spider walk in those tournaments, but now that's gone. Let's see how he can handle the swap salmon ladder. He is through it, onto the bouncing spider. Petrillo just failed here. I'm sure he would not like to do the same. He's going to go straight forward, and it works. Onto the conveyor belt. Going very fast through it, even gets a jump in there, and it pays off as he has plenty of time for these last 3 obstacles. Going a bit slow on that rock wall, but it doesn't matter. And oh my god! Hunter slips off the chain seesaw! That was not that's not a usual way to fail that thing. I think he just thought he had it when he didn't, and Hunter Unit 751 is the 2nd person eliminated by the chain seesaw in such a weird way. Wow, that is not expected. Alright, well, 2 veterans down and 2 to go. Now we have our first all-star taking on stage 2. It is RPG 445. Rog also knows a lot about failing this stage. He's also failed it twice. Hopefully he doesn't want to be like Hunter and fail for his 3rd time today. Rog is 50-50 on this stage, so this will be the decider between either he's a dominant winner on this stage or a dominant loser. Alright, I'm talking about how he's done in previous tournaments. Right now, he's on the swap salmon ladder. He's had his struggles with this obstacle in the past, but he's up it with no issues. On the bouncing spider, gonna try the save jump technique Petrillo failed doing, and he's got it. On the conveyor belt now. And oh my god, it hit his head there. That could have been bad, but he's through. And already through the rock wall. He's got plenty of time for the chain seesaw. Let's see how he does. Gonna take the high route. And he's got the 2nd set, got the 3rd set, and no, he misses it! Rog! For the 3rd time in his career, out on stage 2. What went wrong here? I think he actually managed to overshoot it and just not get a jump. He tried to go straight for it after that jump, but he could not get it as Rog is also out on the chain seesaw, its 3rd victim today. Alright, now we have our Grand Champion Atlantic Champ. He has never failed this stage, unlike our last 2 contestants. In tournaments 2 through 5, he cleared it. Hopefully he can make that 2 through 6. To the swap salmon ladder. Onto the bouncing spider, gets the bounce. Gonna take the save jump technique. And he is the bouncing spider. Got about 40 seconds for these last 4 obstacles. Should be enough time. Let's just see. He's gonna take the fast approach on the rock wall. Onto the chain seesaw. Oh my lord, gonna go straight for it. No save jumps, but it works. He has 25 seconds for the Psycho Track, and he has plenty of time, and he should be our third clear on the stage. And gonna take that last bit slowly, but Atlantic Champ is going to stage 3. Well, we had 8 competitors, but only 3 of them could clear. At least our grand champion was one of them. Absolutely flies through stage 2. He's had no problems with this stage in the past, and he does not do it again. As Atlantic Champ with the fastest time of the day is through stage 2 and will be going to stage 3 for his 5th time in a row. Well done, Atlantic. Okay, well, we had a stage 1 clear record, but now we have the lowest amount of people going to stage 3 since tournament 3. Flamiosaurus, Weapon Man, and Atlantic Champ will be taking on this 3rd stage. Alright, stage 3, we now kick it off with a new man cannon that sends you into the start line. Excellent. But anyway, the actual stage. First off, it's the body prop, which has now been moved from the 3rd obstacle to the 1st. This obstacle has done a good bit of damage in the last 2 tournaments and is hoping to do some more. Then it's the floating boards, also returning from last tournament. 4 corner jumps. This obstacle is infamously taking out cheese 2 times in a row. Then we have our first of many new obstacles, the Swap Planet Bridge. Similar to the Planet Bridge from the older tournaments, however it's much harder, and you have a big transfer to make along the way. After that, it is the Wild Cliffhanger. This obstacle has been buffed a lot compared to last tournament. Pretty much every single jump has been made harder, from the transfer to this jump, to the upward jump, to the down, and the big one is this corner jump here has been made much more difficult. After that, it is another new obstacle, the Devil Steps. Our competitors must ascend on 5 steps, make a transfer, and then descend on 5 steps. After that, it's a relatively easier new obstacle, the Swing Circle. Four rings that you must jump across, nothing too difficult. But then it is the Vertical Limit. An array of very thin ledges, including a big transfer in the middle of it, 6 ledges in total. Then a jump to the green pad of safety. Then it's the Flying Bar, 4 brutal ledges and a big dismount. This infamous obstacle returning. Our 3 competitors will have unlimited time. Alright, let's kick off the 3rd stage with Flamiosaurus. One of 2 competitors here, and okay, apparently the man cannon does not like that. But anyway, as I was saying, one of 2 competitors here for their first time. Let's see how he can handle this 3rd stage. 8 obstacles, unlimited time, and here we go. Stage 3 is underway. Gonna take a good amount of save jumps on this body prop. He does not want to fail in the first obstacle. That would be very disappointing. And he's got the final one, and Flame is through the body prop. Now onto the floating boards. This obstacle is taking out a total of 2 different people, 3 overall failures across 2 different tournaments. Here's Flame here doing a pretty interesting technique here on the floating boards, but it works. Looks like he got a short hop there on that second board. And looks like he's going to do the same technique across all of these boards. And he's got the final board. Now he just needs to dismount. And Flamiosaurus is through the floating boards. Now onto the Swap Planet Bridge. This 7 very thin ball jumps. He took quite a while to line this up. 2 minutes kind of long, so we just kind of skipped that. But anyway, Flamiosaurus now on the Swap Planet Bridge. Let's see how he handles this. He's it's going to take a minute to line this jump up. And, ooh, almost overshot it, but he's got it. Now he's going to jump for the third one. Lag for some reason, and he overshoots it! No! Flame is out! He almost got a save jump there, but he does not get it in Flamiosaurus. Let's see what went wrong here. Yeah, I think he just didn't get a good save jump, and it cost him, as Flamiosaurus is out by the Swap Planet Bridge. Alright, well, 1 down, 2 to go. Next up is Weapon Matt. Weapon Matt, alright, he's going to go straight into it, not going to give me time to introduce him, and he's going very fast on this body prop, way faster than Flame was. And he's already through the body prop. Wow, let's see how he tackles his floating boards. He's going to go straight for the second one, using the short hop technique like Flame. And Weapon Matt is actually going very fast, unlike Flame from before, yeah, Weapon Matt's going very fast unlike Flame. Tried to get a short hop there, but he couldn't. And it's got the final board. He gets the short hop, and he is through the floating boards. He is on to the Swap Planet Bridge. He just watched Flame here, and oh my god! That was close. He almost overshot the jump into the Swap Planet Bridge. But now he has to tackle the obstacle itself. He's going to get the jump that Flame could not get. And it will go straight into the transfer. Taking a minute here. Now we're going to go straight for it, and he's got it. Weapon Matt now on to the wild cliffhanger. Let's see how he can handle this. 7 ledges that are an absolute nightmare for our opponents. Going for the first transfer, and he's got it. Got the short hop he needs. Well, he wants, I guess. You don't need a short hop in any of this at all in my course, but now he's got to line up this big corner jump. If he can make this, that would be huge. He goes for it, and he's got it! He's going to get the dismount, and Weapon Matt is through the wild cliffhanger. Well done, Weapon Matt, but he's only halfway there. He's now got the Devil Steps to conquer this obstacle, much harder than most Devil Steps, and at least given the usual difficulty of my course. Now, gonna take a crouch technique. That is the recommended technique, and he's on top. Gonna go for the transfer. You are allowed to skip that first one, which he does. Going down. Got one more, and Weapon Matt, on his first time trying, has got 5 obstacles down on this stage. He'd love to make it 6. Now it's a swing circle. It's 1. It's 2. Actually taking his time up a good bit here. It's 3, and Weapon Matt is 2 obstacles away from beating stage 3. Now it's the vertical limit. This obstacle is very difficult. Let's see, including that big transfer there. It's probably the hardest part about it. Let's see how he can handle it. Gonna take a fast approach here, and he's got, now's the big transfer jump. Looks like he's not gonna stick for it, and he goes for it. No! He doesn't get a jump! Weapon Matt is out on the vertical limit. A brilliant run, but it all falls apart on the vertical limit. We have to hear from Weapon Matt after that. Let's see what he feels about that run.
Well, it would have been nice to actually attempt the transition on the obstacle. Of course, the one time I don't short hop is the one time I probably needed to save that ledge, but I don't know, going from failing the 3rd obstacle on stage 1 to getting an obstacle and a half away from the final stage, it's something, to get there and hopefully come back stronger in the next tournament and beat the vertical limit and beat the 3rd stage.
Okay, well, we just have one last hope for a final stage attempt this tournament, and it is our Grand Champion Atlantic Champ. We're gonna go straight into the stage. After a run like Weapon Matt's, let's see if he can follow that up, hopefully with the stage 3 clear. Let's find out. Given he's the one who's done it before, surely he can do it again. Starting off well by getting through the body prop. Gonna walk into the floating boards. Gets the first jump. Lining up for the second. He's got it. Got one more jump before the dismount. Goes for it. And he has it. Now just has to dismount, which he does. Now onto the swap planet bridge. The flame failed. He's gonna go right into it. And he's gonna go very fast on it. Not stopping at all. Now, he got the second set, and he's through the swap planet bridge. Now onto the wild cliffhanger. He was the only one who could beat this last tournament. Taking a minute here. Now he's gonna go for it. Atlantic champ, the grand champion, lining up this first transfer. It'll take a minute. He goes for it, and he has it. Doesn't even need to take a save jump. He's the grand champion for a reason. Anyway, going straight for this corner jump. He didn't have a problem with this last tournament. He goes for it. He walks off. The tournament is over. Atlantic champ fails on the wild cliffhanger. Just didn't get a jump off the corner, and Atlantic champ is out on stage 3. The tournament is over. Our 25 competitors have failed. Alright, well, that is a wrap for Tournament 6 of Ninjas of Halo. I want to thank the 25 who competed and those who are watching. The top 10 and every person who competed can be seen now, as well as the obstacle lists for the first, second, and third stage. Again, I am SonicFan10193, your host, and I will see y'all in the next tournament. I am signing off. Goodbye.